Good afternoon, everyone. It is February 1st, 2023. What you're looking at is just a 1 minute chart, even though the ranges look crazy and these bars look crazy. This is just the aftermath of the FOMC event. JPOW raising 25 points per expectations. What we had was not too unusual to have quite a rotational session. So prior to the announcement, just a rotational session, kind of testing those highs from Tuesday during that late day pump. Unable to break them. Very balanced till about 11 o'clock, where we sold off, held that 65 bid, where we trapped a ton of sellers from around 12:45 to about 1:30 on Tuesday. Held that bid, ramped it off into the euro close, distributed, sold it off once again, and then just kind of churned around as we waited for the announcement. And there you go. This was the announcement. About as wild as you would expect. Had some nice selling. It's a struggle for longs to get above last week's close at 40.84ish. Also, that value area high from last week. But once we were able to catch a bid, we really, really ripped up. Um, a lot of these levels I had from before 41.17, 41.42.75, 41.61.75. Might have had 41.62 before. I did get short at 61, and I think I flattened it at 52, somewhere around here. Clearly, should have held for more. uh, anyway, so what am I looking at for tomorrow? Well, here, let's turn off everything we have and let's just open up a nice blank chart. Here we go, 30-minute chart. Um, I don't think it takes a genius to point out that we're far off from the January lows. We've broken our January high of the month. We're outside of December's range as well. That's our December high at 41.41, which I believe was also coming off an announcement. I believe the actual full sessional high is around 41.75, 41.80, 41.80. So technically, we're inside of December's full Globex range. However, we did manage to break it during the RTH. If we're just looking at RTHs, whoa, that looks crazy. Uh, so what am I? Sorry about that. What am I looking for? If we're just going down to a 5 minute time frame, clearly we must have trapped a lot of shorts here. We just ripped up, and the market is obviously getting a little bit extended at these prices. Now, I say this to the downside all the time, which is that when we get a large flush to the downside, it's not unusual to spend a day with quite a rotational range. People expect us to always have this huge following day, but more often than not, you get a very boring kind of session. I mean, we can go back to yeah, that's a good example. I think this is a Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday the 18th, flush down. This huge move from 39. What was this? 39, 32 to 39.40, almost 100 points and 90 points. The next day, the majority of the day spent itself inside a 40-point range. It wasn't anything huge. Same thing. Friday has this huge ramp. Monday spends just inside this 40-point range again. So usually this was unusual. This Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday ramp. This was very unusual. However, for the most part, what you're looking at is usually quite a rotational session like this after you get a large move, right? Big move, rotation. So that's kind of in general. So that's kind of the mindset that I'll be having going into the session is that yes, we've had a huge session, and I don't really like it when it's done on news because it just means the book was thin on the move up usually. So in general, I'm not really expecting us to go crack up to 4,200 or something like that. I think we might poke 4175 ish. I had my expected highs today at 4155 to 75. I thought that was a reasonable high area. I think we might be able to tag 4175 to 80 ish tomorrow to the upside if we are cleaning up the upside. So the way I'm going to approach this is like this. Uh, I want to be, and let's turn off the indicators. Let's just go regular chart and some drawings on it. I want to be long at 42s. This would be a move up to the day's high and for higher highs. I also want to be long at 34s. 34.50 just being the close of the day. And if you just pull up a volume profile of the session, and let me just do that for you guys. If you pull up a volume profile, what you'll see is that a lot of volume was done right around here. You can see this thick pile of volume between about 35 to 29-ish. All this volume here has been done, and I think we could salvage a bid up here and start cleaning out, start thickening up this profile from about 42 to whatever you want to call it, 60. I think you can fill that out. To the downside, I think if you start to lose 17, much like how you would fill out the upside, I think you start to fill out the downside. You could very well fill out that 19 to whatever it is, 40.90, maybe even lower, down towards 40.84. So I think there are opportunities for this market to either fill out the upside or fill out the downside, and in between, you simply have to pick your spots very carefully. So for me, that'll be longing 34 half, longing 42s, shorting 24s, which is value area high from the session, as well as just kind of where that ledge of volume sits. You can see it right there, that really crisp ledge of volume. That is because we kept smacking right off 25. I'll go with 24s just because it is value area high. And then 17s has just been an awesome level for a number of months, going back to I think August for sure, maybe even July it was. But 41.17, just a nice spot. You can see it caught bids nicely before finally looking below and then ramping up. So I'll be looking for shorts. If I was to come up with a pivot, I guess if I were to come up with a pivot, I'd say it's somewhere between 22 to 30. That'll be kind of how I'm looking at the session. Below, and I want to start looking for us to fill out the profile down to about 84, where I think we would hold bid, and above, I think we can start ramping to new highs. So that's how I'm going to be playing this, and this is very likely to be subject to change during the after the overnight session is completed. I'll see how things change, but as of now, that's how I'm looking at it. And right now, it looks like we rejected those highs. Are kind of diddling around that 42 number currently. And it looks like we caught a bid at 37s. Interesting. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm going to really be relying on tomorrow morning to give me a better idea. I'm not going to be looking to force any trades or anything like that if it's not kind of giving me any clarity by the open. So hope that helps. I know, a bit of a messy video, but bit of a messy session. So hope that helps. Trade safe tomorrow, and any updates will be posted to Twitter tomorrow morning per usual. Have a good night.